And we will get going. Megamind accountability. There we are. Okay, welcome to the Megamind accountability call, September 16th, 2015. We are here. I see Jean has joined us. And, oh, hi, Joan. How are you?
I'm awesome, Colin. How are you doing?
Outrageous, thank you. Got Mort here, got Donna here. Sharon says she might be coming, so we'll have another person or two. Good. So welcome, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'll do is go through each of you and see what you've got for agenda items today. I know Joan, sorry, you guys sent me something to look at, and we'll look at that during the call today. Mort, I've got a video for you that I'll try to get posted today if I can find it, or tomorrow if it's in Phoenix. I'm flying back down there tomorrow, and I see Donna. Donna, have you got something you want to specifically cover today?
No, I'm going to listen in. I have a giveaway today that I'm doing at a raffle, and not really anything too huge. I just would like to maybe have a 30-second pitch for it that's a little bit more polished.
All right, so what I'll need you to do, I'll come back to you. I want you to get ready to give me the pitch that you have, and then we'll work on that. And so say what it is. Get ready to do that, not right now, but I'll come back to you later. And so we have a pitch, polish. Okay, Joan, what have you got you want to cover today?
Really just the presentation that we have upcoming for our keynote on Tuesday. That was the example that we finalized after meeting with you and Glenn. So you haven't seen the revised version. That's the revised version.
Is this the one you sent to me on 15th, 2 days ago?
That is correct.
Okay, good. So I will put that up on the screen. I have that email in front of me. It is up on the screen. We'll do a share screen when we go through that. And we will go through that. I'll ask you some questions. And this is a presentation that you give, is that right?
Yes, that is the specific presentation that we worked on when we were at the retreat, and I'm actually going to be delivering it to a group of HR professionals on Tuesday.
Next week. Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful picture of the Grand Canyon. Okay. Good. All right, we'll do that. Mort, what have you got today for us?
The main thing is I scheduled myself to go to a 3-day conference in Florida next weekend, where it's the employee health and benefit conference. So a lot of health and wellness people from companies, vendors, consultants, all kinds of health and wellness oriented folks are going to be there. So just need some tips on how to network and drum up some potential business partnerships, or something that would be that I could monetize out of that conference by creating relationships with people or exploring partnerships, program development, whatever.
All right, so let me ask you a couple questions. Is your primary interest getting clients or creating partnerships?
In this setting, it's mostly going to be partnerships. So I'm not looking for people to do my stress program, for example, but I am looking for people who might want to hire me to do some programs for their company, or partner with me to, they already have clients and they might want to expand their programs by partnering with me.
So let me say that back. I'm somebody down there. I'm there for whatever reason I'm there. Wow, this guy has a stress thing that would really augment programs I already have. We should do a joint venture, Mort Orman, and we should do something that will let me use your stuff to augment what I have, and let's do a deal. Is that what you're talking about?
Something like that.
Okay, so that's one. And the other one I heard you say is maybe they're going to hire you not to augment a program they have, but they see you as an answer to a problem they have in their company, which is we have a lot of turnover or absenteeism, or we've decided already we need to augment our employee services program, and wow, this guy might be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for example, I saw a posting, a job posting earlier this year for Chase, J.P. Morgan Chase, hiring a global wellness director. And in the job posting, they listed some of the things they wanted to accomplish in 2015. One of them was to implement a stress program for their employees. So, if somebody's got something like that on their agenda, and they could connect with me to deliver that, that would be great.
So that's hiring you to do something, and the other group would be somebody that's got something and they don't have an effective stress part, and they want to partner with you to add it.
Right. So any kind of partnership or anything where I would get hired or be in a position where I could parlay some of my existing programs into money.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll talk about that. Fine. All right, Donna, we'll come back to you. Let's just go right through. Go ahead and give me your the pitch right now that you're going to give.
So how's 2015 doing so far? We've got 3 more months left, and I have a great program for you. Let's get started and with my 4th quarter profit boost session.
Okay, so
and really what it is, just so I can explain it, I'm giving a raffle prize away. So I'm giving one of these sessions away, and with a little gift basket, and then we get up and announce what it is. But I don't want to just say what it is. I want to also make sure that people know that it's available for them to purchase beyond just the person getting this free one.
Okay, so there's a gift basket being given away at this thing. You've thrown something in the gift basket. Because you get to stand up and talk for a sec, and you want to make this, how long you have, like 30 seconds to a minute to talk?
30 seconds.
You have 30 seconds to talk, and nobody's going to shoot you if it's 42. So you have a few seconds to talk, and you're going to explain what it is, but you want to do it in such a way that other people want it beyond the one who gets to win it.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, good. So let's talk about that. So the first thing you want to say is addressing a pain. So you need to make some assumptions. You need to make an assumption that there's a bunch of people in the room, and this is going to be for all of you at the presentation, Joan, and at the your thing more there. You need to make some assumptions. You need to make some assumptions that there are people in the room that are broke in the way that you fix. They're strongly broke in the way that you fix. And so, Donna, you say, you know what? I know there are several of you that have had think better than this. Several of you that want this 4th quarter to rescue your year. Okay, I know there are people in this room that want your 4th quarter to rescue your year, but there's nothing on your plate right now that would mean that it's going to do it, or let it be so. If you want to rescue your year, my 4th quarter profit boost is the answer. So you start with a deductive statement of, there's people in here that are busted. I know you want to rescue your whole year with this 4th quarter. But there's, and then say but there's nothing, and but stands for behold the underlying truth. And there's a whole neuro NLP piece about using the word but that I'm not going to go into right now because I don't have time, but use the word but there because it really negates everything that came before it. So you say, there are people in this room. There are, not are there. There are people in this room who are wishing that the 4th quarter would rescue their whole year. But you have nothing in your scope or your sights right now that would actually make it look like it's going to happen. Okay, so now you've got their attention, and then you say, but I have the answer. And one lucky person is going to win that magic. Win that magic. My 4th quarter boost is a new program, and then finish with the rest of the 80 word. That and unlike.
Okay.
So you've said who it's for the way that we started it. My 4th quarter boost is a new program, that, blah, and unlike, blah. And sit down. And you can do that in 42 seconds.
Perfect. Thank you.
Does that work?
Absolutely.
So that's what you do. You do it with confidence. You do it with sparkle. You do it like, man, this is the answer you have been waiting for. Come to prayer circle. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Got it. Love it. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, let me share my screen. Joan, this is yours. We're going to pop to your magical presentation. And I'm going to expand it so it covers my whole life. Ah, that's too big because it doesn't show up there. Okay. All right. Share screen. Beep. Beep. Go. Okay. You guys seeing her presentation now? Okay. Do you know what motivates your employee? So, Jean, I keep calling you Jean because she usually comes.
Don't even worry about it. I know that you're used to talking to her.
That's cool. So, Joan, who are you talking to? Not as a group, but give me like the two kinds of people you're probably talking to.
Hiring managers.
All right, so these are people that actually make the hiring decisions.
Correct.
And again, so you need to assume there are going to be some people in the room that are busted, that are desperate, and that are frustrated. Okay, cool. So with this slide on the thing, do you really know what motivates your employees? I wouldn't read that slide. And you know the rule are don't read slides. So right. Do you know what motivates your employees? I wouldn't say that. I would say, I know there are hiring managers in the room that feel frustrated and stuck because they have no idea what motivates employees. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you go on to the next slide. And you just let that sit there. I'm looking generally at the slides. It looks like we don't have too many words. Good. Yay for you. I like the pictures. All right. So, so here's what you say on this second slide. It's no longer guesswork. Mm-hmm. Research and science has provided the answer. Mm-hmm. To creating a brand, a talent brand, so powerful, people will climb over themselves to work for your company. Mm-hmm. And that's all you say on the second slide. Mm-hmm. Then you go, and what I've done is I've created a deductive and powerful emotional statement about the stuff that's on your slide. Okay, cool. And when you have this answer, so this goes on with the speech. And when you have this magic and put science on your side, you will win the war on talent and boost profits. Mm-hmm. And those are just two of the points on that slide.
Right, right.
And that's can be the sort of, if you can do, you know, the Joan version, but get yourself a little memorized intro. Okay, cool. Yep. And then you roll through the slides until... So here's the key. I don't know what you're planning on saying on each of these slides, and I wasn't, you know, you don't need to go through the whole presentation. Right. But what you want to do is stay focused on manipulating that emotion that you have just created. Mm-hmm. Stay focused on walking them through a story that starts at that intersection. So the way I describe this when I help people write books and I help people create their marketing videos is what I call the story arc, and you heard me talk about that at the event. So you are picking them up as a cab driver at the corner of, yeah, I have no idea what motivates people, and crap, if I could solve that problem, my life would be easy streets. So those are the two streets that you pick them up at. Right. And you're going to take them to the intersection of, wow, this really works, and where has this been all my life, Boulevard? Mm-hmm. All right. And so you need to think about each of your slides as one intersection that you pass on the way between those two streets. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you're taking them on a journey from the corner of that first intersection to the second one, and every slide is a stop. So whatever you're saying, I don't care what's in the slide, whatever you say, tie the picture to that. So
Right.
You picked him before. I have no idea. So the next thing would be there is a way. So you're going to pass the marker of there is a way street. And it may not matter what your history's been. Change is possible is going to be another marker. You don't want to company history, philosophy, behaviors, core values, employee experience, customers. You're going to want to be careful how much you're going to detail in any of those individual things, because this is going to be an emotional story. How long do you have for the speech? An hour?
Hour and a half.
90 minutes. Okay. And you have, looks like 60 slides?
But we have a lot of pictures.
What's that?
We have a lot of pictures.
I know that, and 60 slides is okay.
Yep.
Just think about what you say. So before you get telling them talent brand, focus on capitalizing on that emotion. Because if you do what I just said, you got me excited, I'm on the edge of my seat, you've told me that there's science, you've told me there's a way to get from corner 1 to corner 2, and you've told me that you have it.
Right.
And so each slide needs to do that. And if you talk about what a talent brand is, that's okay, but do it quickly. Talent brand is the measure of your attraction to an employee. And that's all you say. You've got an official definition there, but what it really is, it's the measure of attractiveness of your company to employees.
Right. Right.
And then this slide with the tug of war could be, in the past, employees were begging for work. Today, employers are begging for the right employees. And that's the emotional thrust of that slide.
Right, and the disconnect.
Right. And then the Grand Canyon's a beautiful picture. I have no idea what you're going to say, but it's going to be cool, I know. Okay, here you're making that a point. They had the control. Employers haven't adapted. So here, you need to make sure you paint the picture of the consequence. They haven't adapted, and consequently, as a manager, you're feeling confused. The old incentives don't work, and you're wondering what is wrong with these employees that they don't bite my apple. Right? And so you capitalize on that feeling, and then, whoops, sorry, that has nothing to do with our call. That's my calendar. Where are we? There we are. Okay, one of these tabs. And so then you say, and that's where we come in. Okay, we have done the science and work to turn this maximum cool stuff for you. Is Matt related to you?
Yes.
Does everybody know that?
No.
Drop the last name.
Okay.
Our consultant, Matt, PhD, drop the word student, candidate.
Okay.
PhD candidate in psychology at Emory. Helps us better understand the motivators. Does the research. You know what I mean? Stronger words.
Okay, got it.
What's the point of this slide?
It's just a picture. Get rid of it.
No, not at all. It's a great picture. I just wondered what you're using it for.
Just to make the transition from that to the new office dynamics. So what does the new office dynamics look like?
Beautiful. Then do that. Matt helps us understand these factors that attract people. And in that situation, you have engaged and motivated employees who are dedicated, because everybody's looking at the dude, and so then use that to make that point. You have engaged and motivated employees that are doing it. You know what? Not everyone is in the dark, and so this is where you're going to put a little fear of God into them. Right. Not everyone is in the dark. The big dogs are already moving, and I know you're going to Joan-ize all these words, and I'm talking like Kellen. The big dogs are. What's that?
I'm just laughing.
the big dogs are doing this. boys and girls, little guys and big guys, the smart dogs, not the big dogs. The smart dogs are doing this. There's some little guys and there's some big guys. But you know what? Their results are creating this kind of outcome with employees standing at the starting gate ready to dash for those positions.
Mm-hmm.
The reason these guys, I'm pretending I'm you giving this presentation,
Yeah, I got
right?
that. I see how you got
The reason these guys are doing that is because we have helped these companies. They have either used these principles themselves, or we have helped these companies, and got to be careful about that because they'll say we don't need you, but we help companies. So change that.
Yeah.
We help companies sort out the science and the art of interpreting this data, et cetera, et cetera. All right.
I got it.
All right, so I'm thinking here. Science behind motivator. Okay, good. So what are work motivators? You know, in the old days, it used to be everybody assumed that money was a motivator and the occasional promotion. What we know now is, of course, this isn't true at all, and we've been able to discover what the brain actually finds fulfilling in the workplace. If you want to keep these high performers, you got to understand what it is they're looking for. And these Harvard dudes have told us, and here's what they said. People don't stay much for money. They stay for recognition, for growth, for fun. All right, so you got all that. That's beautiful. So the way we explain that in Psychobabble is that internally we have a drive to acquire, we have a drive, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, good. Okay, this is great. Great picture on that. So one of the things that I talked to Jean about, and I'm going to mention to you too, when you do have words, you tend to use corporate jargon.
Okay.
And so if Kellen were doing this, I would put this in third grade language.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you influence? How does one guy, so one of the big questions an employee always has is how does one person influence a company vision and mission?
You can just speak
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then say, well, you've got to connect that employee's job to the mission. You've got to give them a clear description of not only what they do, but what everyone does. You've got to show them what a good employee really looks like and develop a rewards program that lines up with that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's straight up language like you and I would talk at the water cooler. We wouldn't say, you know, we really need to develop a rewards program directly aligned with the performance. Me and you, we wouldn't talk like that. In a presentation we do, so don't do that.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so here you say, you know, one measure of a failing company or a company that is not tuned up, and you can decide how strong you want to use language there. You can use a company failing miserably at this or a company that doesn't have this picture yet, depending on how hard you want to hit them, is these things, right? Okay, so then now you're jumping back to APA again, your company. Is this you guys?
Well, this is like somebody who's just got it all going, all going.
Okay. So this is a loser. This is a slide about a loser, and this is a slide about a winner.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Then say that. So this is a slide demonstrating an employer that doesn't have this picture yet, people. Here's all the dumb things they do that are wrong. Here is an example of a slide from a company that's got it. People get recognition, and tie it back to those very same words you had on the Harvard slide. Make sure you use the same words so they hear them anchored.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So let me give you some examples of how this really works to your bottom line. And then you can use these examples. So the transition is, here's a loser, here's a winner, here's some examples of a bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then you're going to do drive to defend. Again, I do all this in English.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally understand it.
I love these kind of pictures. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you've got a good, thing to just talk about this coolness, because
Yeah.
people will look at this meme and they'll like it, and then
Yep.
you just talk about it in English. So here's another study of the cost of
Helen,
this.
you'll notice too, we kept it with the same 250 employees because that's a lot of what will be in the room. So this is, again, just a continuation of that case study, as now it speaks to disengagement.
Beautiful. So you say another measure is disengagement. And
Yep.
and I would say, I wouldn't hesitate to say, we've picked a company about 250 because I know a lot of you in this room are that. So again, intentionally make the statements that tie it to their own belt.
Right, got it.
Okay, same thing. Do it all in English.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a great job. These pictures are good. You've now identified 3 things. So I'm going to give you one case study that nails this from 4 different panes. And then
Okay.
it costs this, it costs this, it costs this. The total cost, whoa, look at this number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
drive to learn. Here's a loser. Training matters. Okay, so one of the things that you want to be careful about the use of training. Studies on the ROI on training are really low. Studies on the ROI on coaching are really high. So you have to decide, if your kind of training
Okay.
involves follow-up, be careful what you call it.
Okay,
Because that
got
is
it.
a differentiator that you can create for you. Training tends to be, people forget crap. You're going to do different because you have follow-up mechanisms, and so you can say yours falls more in the coaching category, which has a much higher ROI. You can look up the ROI in coaching. There's several studies that indicate it's up to 8 to 25 times higher ROI than straight-up training.
Okay, got it.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope this is one of those tiny slides that you're just going to throw up there and say something else.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
this
cool.
is, yep, this is it. And then this is a sample, like you had said, of the, we gave the talent brand audit, the testimonial in relation to that.
Mm-hmm. Talent brand was till I saw Joan Gracie speak. And I've been in HR 10 years. So this is one you can read, and you need to do it with the way you want it delivered. I had no idea, space, what a talent brand was until I saw Joan speak. I'd been in HR 10 years. Now it makes sense why we were having such a hard time recruiting and retaining the top talent. Joan's talent brand was a game changer. Okay, cool. So the average score, okay, this is really good. And then make sure you say, now don't panic, this is the average score, but you really have to ask yourself the question, is this you?
Mm-hmm.
And then let them get sick to their stomach. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one of the things you've done is you did a little APA in the middle, you did some here. Just make sure that your in and out of APA doesn't detract from the flow of your emotional journey between the point A and point B. By that I mean you refer to your company a couple different times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like way in the beginning. And if it's short and then you never do it again till the end, that's probably okay. I like the stuff that you're doing here. So here's the thing about the story arc. There's 3 pieces. The first piece of the story arc is to create rapport, where they trust and believe that you know something about them. The second part of the story arc is where they think you might have an answer. The third part of the story arc is where they believe you're the only game in town, and then they hire you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I see you doing here at the end is we're the only game in town. So I'm hoping this is like right at the end. Because
Right.
you're saying, we've got 30 years. We're the best there is. My promise is we're magic, et cetera, right? And then you talk about your coolness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when you do this, you say we have a very limited number of scholarship opportunities.
Okay.
We have a very limited number, because if after you've said how cool this is, if you say, and we're giving all this away for free, it sounds hokey. Don't do that. We have
Okay.
a very limited number of scholarship opportunities thanks to the Buffalo News. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes it feel like they paid for this or they paid something.
Right. Okay.
We have a limited number, so you'll want to sign up now. And you can take them all and not tell them that they were beyond the number or whatever. But we have a limited number thanks to the Buffalo News. Get with the program or get left out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Got it. Got it.
Is that helpful?
Very helpful. But I definitely think you definitely got the sense we listened, we changed. You like the way that it's flowing?
I love the way that it's flowing, and I think you're doing fine. I think you're doing fine. I've given you further comments to make it more powerful. The main one I would do is make sure you're talking in English.
Yep.
Get rid of the corporate jargon. Just get up there and beat Joan with her coolness. And we can give you stuff you don't have now.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And
great.
John
I got it.
Carlton's one of the most successful copywriters in history. And his three-step formula is, here's what I got, here's what it does, here's how you can get it.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it. Yep.
And he is like one of the best.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's very helpful.
All right, let's go to Mort. Sharon was on and she disappeared. So, oh well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was
I
on
didn't
for
hear.
about 15 minutes during Joan's thing.
Oh, okay.
I could see the top
So-
of her head, but I could see it was the curls, and I couldn't see her face because she had her camera down too low, and then I put my mouse over it and it had her name on it, so that's how I knew who it was.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's talk
So
about
I'm going to this big convention, and I have no stage time or anything like that. So I'm going to be walking up to people, going to, various booths of exhibitors in the exhibit hall, talking to people I'm sitting next to, maybe going up to speakers, cold, so I'm thinking I need something to leave them with. So
one of your
couple
best
things.
questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking I need to have a website for this company that I just invented. I need to have a business card or some kind of leave behind, and with contact information. And I'll either strike up some more in-depth conversations with people who are curious about what I do at the meeting, or I'll follow up with them after the meeting. So I'm trying to sprinkle pixie dust around, to hit a lot of people and see who, responds, either there on site or afterwards.
All right,
That's
so I got you. So here's what I would have. You need to have a one-page opt-in with a lead magnet that will reflect exactly the pitch that you are going to use. So either lead pages or something that is a one-page, and write the stuff on that page that is going to be the main approach that you use at the conference. That make sense?
Okay.
Promise a lead magnet, in other words, a giveaway on that thing as an opt-in for them that is consistent with whatever it is that you're going to tell them, and I have some ideas about that in a minute, but conceptually what I'm saying is you need the landing page where you're going to send them for this to be very consistent with whatever it is that you're going to use as your main pitch. Now, are you mainly pitching the stress?
Well, see this, I'm torn. This is a wellness conference, and I've got three things. So the stress is the most developed at the moment, but I could do any of the three. The three are.
I know what they are because you and I've talked. So I'm interrupting you because I want to. I know that, and I want to have the most time to discuss. What would happen if you just focused on stress?
I could
do that.
Okay. So I have the company name that I'm going down there as is a larger umbrella, so it's called Advanced Wellness Solutions.
All right.
One of which is stress. One's weight loss, and one's exercise.
Right.
So I can go down there as Advanced Wellness Solutions and just talk about stress.
All right. So here's what to do for your an opt-in page is really most effective when it has only a few words. So your opt-in page could be a single beautiful picture of a balloon with a blue sky that says, "Will this revolutionary system really banish my stress forever?" And then the button below says, "Show me." And when they click the button, there's a pop-up opt-in for name and email. And it says, "Tell me where to send the video or the ebook." But people respond better to video. So tell me where to send the blah. And the blah is your freebie.
Okay.
And the only way people get to this site is if you give it to them. I wouldn't have it be your Advanced Wellness Solutions main site. Do you have an Advanced Wellness Solutions site up?
Just starting to. I just put it up.
Okay.
I got the URL. Put it up. So it's not done yet. Yeah.
I got it. So here's the complexity. People respond to simple and focused. So if you wanted to have 3 one-page, it will do better for you if you had 3 one-page opt-in boxes that had as giveaways 3 videos, you talking about exercise, you talking about stress, and you talking about weight loss. And that's just 5 minutes where you give total focused, high-powered, super good info, like we talked about at the event, where you totally give them stuff, right? Not talk about it, but give them the goods in 5 minutes or less. One called Stress Busters for the 21st Century. One called, Weight Loss for Real. And one called Exercise You'll Love Forever. Whatever. And those are just your opt-in sites. And then, depending on how the conversation goes with an individual, send them to one of those sites.
Okay.
The giveaway, so you capture them, is your 5-minute video, and the opt-in thing says, "Will this exercise program really change the way I feel forever about working out?" And on there it shows a picture of someone running a race and loving it, running through the tape with a big smile or whatever. It's a beautiful, winning sort of picture with an opt-in box in the middle that's about 1/5 of the size of this beautiful picture. Will this really change the way I feel about this forever? Show me with an opt-in, and then tell me where to send the video, and then you talk about the real goods of your exercise program, and then there's an invitation to connect with you further. Those will do way better than a comprehensive website that has some information about each of those, and then you think of some opt-in or maybe 3 to talk about their holistic advanced wellness, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And now what do I take with me down to Florida? So I have that on the web. Before I go down there, what do I take with me? Do I print up business cards with the URL for the opt-in?
So here's what I would do. I would only take, so advice number 1 is don't take business cards.
Okay.
And collect the ones that you think are powerful that you will follow up with. And when people ask you for cards, say, "Well, I don't do that because I follow up, so let me have yours." Okay. That's a game changer for people. It's like, oh. Don't say, "I don't have them made yet." Say, "I don't do business cards." Got it?
Okay.
That creates, you don't do business. No, I follow up with select individuals that have real potential or real whatever. Would you like me to follow up with you? Okay. The thing you can take down there, if you can't expect people to remember your website, is a simple card that says Mort Orman, the exercise magician, and then the URL on it. and give that to people you want to go to the exercise site. Mort Orman, the Stress Master, and give that to people you want. So you have 3 sets of URL cards that are simple, plain black and white with your name, a claim, and the URL.
Okay.
And then give those to people that you do not collect business cards from, that you think are secondary tier candidates.
Okay.
And if there are people that you do collect a business card from that you think are real good candidates, you can give them one of those anyway. Here's some more information about what we've talked about, stress.
Okay.
That will convert way better for you than anything else that you have thought of.
All right. Sounds
Does that
good.
make sense?
Yep.
And then I would practice.
I can put them on my. I can put them on that. I can put the lead pages or the links. Basically, I can put a redirect on the advancedwellnesssolutions.org/stress mastery /weight loss /stress.
You can have hidden pages on those that are just opt-in, that are not in the website map. Yes. So take that website, put hidden pages on them that are your opt-ins. Yes.
Yep, and they'll go to lead pages. When they put the URL in, it'll take them to lead pages.
Yes.
Or I could put the lead pages on my site, either one.
Either way, whatever works for you.
Okay.
But the problem is those complicated ones with all those lead pages are subject to people misspelling them. So if you've got simple URLs, they'll do better for you.
Yep.
And so simple with the redirect is probably better.
Then I just need to create the videos and the pages. All right, good. I was thinking of doing a brochure. I had outlined a brochure, an eight-page brochure that I was going to print up, but yeah.
So here's what I would do if you're going to do a brochure. So there are lots of different approaches. One would be, if you did a brochure, I would do no more than an 11 by 17 that's folded in half, printed with lots of pictures on it, not lots of small print. People will not read it, but pictures of winning and the deductive statements of claim of what you do, and then those same URLs for more information. Mm-hmm. And if you want to, on the brochure, a phone number where they can actually contact you for an appointment as opposed to simply opt in. Okay. So put the phone number prominent. So that's your first ask, is the phone number, and then those opt-in URLs in the different sections. So if you had 11 by 17 that folds in half and then folds in half again, you could also use them later for mailing, direct mail, right? Fold in half, fold in half again. Design, and that's not 8 pages, it's way less than that. Put some color, some nice pictures of winning and your good claims. Your URLs at the bottom of each of those in the different sections, one on weight loss, one on exercise, and one on stress. And then advanced wellness solutions, the cutting edge thinking for the 21st century about how our bodies and minds really work, or some cool stuff like that.
Okay.
But don't try to do too many things before you go. And the more important thing is to get your 30-second or your 80-word pitches on each of those 3 things. If you're going to go for 3, memorized so you can just say them in your sleep, so that people will go to your URLs when you give them the card. Because if you go down there and just talk about stuff and don't hit them hard, they won't remember to go to those URLs. If they leave the conversation, you're thinking, man, I got to check this dude out. Mm-hmm. Then the fact that your card looks different because it's just your name, your claim, and your URL. Mort Orman, MD, Stress Master, Grandmaster, Stress Master, or whatever it is, Stairmaster, something, and then the URL, right? That's different.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Is that helpful for you?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, cool. We got it done. It's 3 minutes till. So what else can I do for you guys?
I'm in good shape.
Okay. Sharon, if you watch this later, I'm sorry that you dropped off. I would have loved to have picked up something for you and handled that as well, like we did for the others. I hope you watch this later, and if if there's a question I can help you with, send me an email or something, or a text, and we'll chat we'll chat later. Otherwise, this is the conclusion of our Omega Mind Accountability call for September 16, 2015. And you guys all have calls on Monday. So this coming Monday, the 21st, are your half hours, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we'll see you.
Have a great day.
All right,
Thanks.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.